Everybody, welcome to Kitchen Talk with Granna. I'm so glad you guys can come up into the kitchen with me today and give me a few minutes of your time. I really do appreciate it. But before we get started with this conversation today, you guys know what that routine is right down there. Come on, right down there at the bottom of your screen. I need you to go ahead and give me that thumbs up button. I need you to go ahead and share my video with all your family and friends. And at the end of this conversation, you can come back and give me any comments that you would like to give me. And if you have not become a follower, or if this is the first time you're checking out Granna's video, then I need you to go ahead and become a follower of mine and hit that subscribe button down there at the bottom of the screen also, okay? Once again, thank you so much. I hope everyone is having a great day today and just living their best life, okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get it going on up in here in the kitchen. Once again, we're going to be talking about a very tragic situation, and it just seems like this happened way too often, just way too many times. And what I'm talking about today, I'm going to be talking about Miss Breonna Taylor, the young lady from Louisville, Kentucky, that lost her life through a botched raid from the police. This happened, I believe, back in March. This young lady was at home, in her home, with her boyfriend, asleep, when the police had a raid on their apartment, okay? I have read this and I Googled it and looked it up, and it really just don't make no sense to me. You know, they're saying that, the police say that they did announce themselves before breaking into or barging into this young lady's home. But neighbors say they did not hear the police announce themselves, and they did hear them knocking down the door and all the other commotions, but they did not hear them announcing that this is the police's. And then they come back and say that this was a no-knock law, meaning that if a task force, a drug task force, or a police task force is in the process of getting their, going after their person that they're looking for, and if they're entering into a resident, they have the no-knock law is enforced, and they do not have to knock or pronounce themselves. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. This young girl, Miss Breonna Taylor, was 26 years old. She was an EMT worker. She had been working there, trying to provide for her family, working on building her family. Her and her boyfriend had been together, and they, working and just doing what they're supposed to do. And here you are in your bed. You go to bed that night, not thinking anything like this could happen, and knowing no reason for something like this to happen, because you're not wanted, you're not a drug dealer, you're just living your life, but they had a warrant to bust into this young lady's home. They had the address. Apparently it was the wrong address. All this was completely wrong. It was botched, just a botched, messed up raid. This was not the home that they was looking for. This is not the people they was looking for. A matter of fact, the man they was looking for was already arrested the day before. He was already arrested in custody. How could they not know they already had arrested this young man that they was looking for? I don't get it. And I understand that, it's a lot going on, and I know they do these investigations for months at a time when they're out there gathering their information and watching these people and surveying them and all this kind of stuff. They should have had their facts together from day one. They should have had their facts together. They should have had the right information, the correct information before they did this, okay? This young lady was shot 8 times in her home. Then they want to say that her boyfriend was firing at them. But you break into somebody's home, especially wee hours in the morning, everybody's asleep, and you hear commotion or somebody breaking through your door, you're going to be on the defense. You're going to jump up when you get your mind together. First of all, you're still in a sleep. You got to come up out that sleep. When you get your mind together, you're going to defend your home and try to defend your family. And I'm pretty sure this is what this young man was trying to do, because he know he was not a drug dealer. He knew he didn't have no warrant out on him. So he jumps up and gets his firearm and start firing. So that just gave them more power to just shoot to kill, and that's a lot of time the way it plays out anyway. You shoot to kill first, then you ask questions later. That's the way it plays out. The same thing that just happened back in February with Ahmaud Arbery. Shoot to kill, then ask questions, okay? And it's just really sad that our young people are losing their lives because of someone else's mistake or someone else's wrongs. You're losing your life because someone else is completely wrong about their assumption about you, or they're completely wrong with the evidence. They don't have their facts together, and they go into people's homes or people just doing their daily things and take your life, and you have no control of it. No control whatsoever. This young lady probably never knew what was going on. She never probably even had a chance to come out of her sleep and figure out what the world was going on, what was happening to her. I mean, they shot her 8 times. And, they want to question now, saying that, the main thing they want to focus on now is that her boyfriend retaliated and he was shooting also. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I know policemen has to do their job. I know they're out there trying to catch the drug dealers and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. But when they're doing their investigation, they need to have their facts together, because this is not the first time a policeman has busted up into someone's home and killed them, and they end up being the wrong person. Too many times this has happened. Too many times. It just don't make sense. It has continuously to happen over and over and over. And every time it happens, they want to go about trying to justify everything or come up with everything or every excuse to get the policeman off of it, or clear them of it. If this had been any other incident where someone actually were trying to burglarize or rob this young couple, and they end up, shooting them, shooting the people that broke into their home, then it wouldn't even be any question. So, if you look at it, it's the same thing, even though they have badges and they had this piece of paper, this warrant, it's pretty much the same thing. You would want citizens to protect themselves if someone broke up into their home and they're asleep and they're waking up and people breaking up, they hear all this commotion going on. It would be okay for them to stand their ground law and all this kind of stuff, but people, once again, they use it, even in just regular everyday citizen life, they use that stand their ground to their advantages. We've seen that time and time and time again, okay? It's just really sad that this young lady lost her life and probably never even knew why or what was going on. She probably never had a chance to process it and even know, what was happening to her. And it's just so sad, it is so sad that we have to continually talk about these type of stories continuously. And a lot of the times when we're talking about these stories, it is involving our young people, my young people, my people. And that's a fact. I'm not trying to be racial or not trying to throw nothing out there. It's a known fact. It is what it is. It is a fact that a lot of these stories we're reporting, or the reporters are talking about, or we're talking about as people, are about our young people losing their life, unfortunately. in the most tragic way there is to lose your life. I mean, I could not even imagine what that mom has gone through or went through, or even how she even processed it when she got that call that her baby girl was at home, in her home, sleeping, and something like this went down. You know, I just could not imagine what that mother is going through or what she's thinking about, because it could have been anyone. It could have been anybody. It could have been me. It could have been my daughter and her family. It could have been my son and his family. You know, you're in your home. You go to work every day. You're doing what you're supposed to do as a citizen, trying to make the best of life, trying to improve your life. You go home, you go to bed, and something like this happened. You know, it could happen to anybody, any of us. You know, so you have to always be on alert, or try to, you know, be on the defense, wondering what's going to happen and all this kind of stuff. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with these cops, with these policemen, with this situation. I hope they are held accountable. You know, okay, they was doing their jobs. Okay, that's going to be the first thing that their defense team is going to throw out there anyway. They was doing their job. They had an order. They had a warrant. They doing their jobs. But they should have verified. They should have verified it several times before they broke into this young lady's home. They should have verified and made sure they had the correct address. Even if they did not know that the young man they was looking for was already arrested, because I understand sometimes that processing system, when someone is arrested, takes up to 24 hours before you even can get any information on that person. I know that, you know, but even with that being said, they did not have they T's crossed and they I's dotted. They did not. And it's a proven fact. We see it with this young lady losing her life. They did not have everything together. Okay. So I hope and pray that, you know, when it comes to these type of situation, or these cops are doing what their jobs, that they be a little bit more detailed. They definitely, you know, all the time they spent watching or surveilling this person and following him from place to place, or whatever the case may be, when they're getting their evidence, they need to make sure they have all the correct information. And I'm definitely not knocking cops. I'm not knocking policemen. I have family members that is a part of the police force that works with the police departments and different things, different areas of the police department. So I'm not knocking that. And it's a worry even when you have family members that's in these situations. But I am knocking that they did not have their facts together. They did not have their facts together, and it caused a young lady to lose her life for no reason at all. And that was it. She lost her life for no reason. There's nothing they can do to justify her, for them, you know, losing her life. She had nothing to do with anything that was going on. She did not have the opportunity to even see or figure out what was going on. So you know, it's just crazy. It's so crazy that whenever these mistakes are being made, it's being made on the point of a young person losing, or a person of color losing their life. And it's just crazy. I send my condolences to the Taylor family. I feel for her mom and her family and her boyfriend, fiance. You know, I feel for all them, and I hope they come to a solution and get this solved. And they just need to get their facts together. They need to have all their facts together when they're doing these type of raids. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready and get up out of this kitchen. I really hate bringing this type of news to you guys on a weekly basis. It's always something going on, and I just hate it and stuff. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today. As you go through your day, give a smile to everybody you come in contact with. Make sure you're still practicing your social distance. Make sure you're still practicing your good hygienes. Make sure you're giving a smile to everybody underneath your mask. Make sure you're wearing your mask, and just have a great day. I mean, the weather is really looking good. and we're getting ready to hop into this Memorial Day weekend. So just, just stay positive and be patient, okay? All right, guys, y'all have a great day. I will see you next time around.